Okay, let's try this again, shall we? I don't know if this is going to work. You guys, for the folks that have been seeing me, maybe this will be different, but it has been TikTok is acting wonky this morning. I'm blaming TikTok. I'm not blaming you. I'm not blaming me. Technology is great when it works, and it's crazy when it doesn't. But I am here. I am Beth. I'm the decluttering life coach from Destination Decluttered. And I am here on live. Coconut 1958. Do me a favor. Can you hear me? Can you see me? Anybody? Just put it in the comments if you can see and hear me. TikTok has been messing with me. And so I just signed off and reinstalled the app on my phone. Mayor 1011. Can you see me? Anybody? Just a yes or a no. That would be really helpful. Because I am live. Can you see? Oh my God. Thank you, Legal Becky 1962. Thank you. Okay. Because I have been on since 7:30 and, technology is great when it works. Thank you, you guys. Seriously, I really appreciate it because it was like talking, like it was almost like one of those weird dreams when you're trying to talk to somebody, you can't hear them and they can't see you. But I'm like, but I'm here, so thank you guys. Oh, you've made it so much better. And here's what I got to say about this. So, technology is great when it works, but when it doesn't, we forget how relying on the technology we are, right? So if you're interested, and might be a good thing. If you're interested, I have an email mailing list that this is how I stay in touch with my I call it my members only list. And if you're interested in that, if something goes wonky like this, and let's say TikTok goes down for like ever, if you want to stay in touch with me, destinationdecluttered.com/join gets you on my mailing list. And then I have your email address, you have mine. I don't spam you, but if you're interested in staying connected when wonky things like this happen to social media platforms that we don't own and we don't pay to be on, it's a good way to stay in touch. Okay, so thank you so much for everybody letting me know that you can see and hear me. Weird stuff was going on with TikTok this morning, but let's put it behind us because we have some time to spend together. And here's where I am here right now. I am here because I am a decluttering life coach. I am Beth. I am at my kitchen table, and there you go. See, German Maid 95, you said earlier that you were like, I can't see her. And I was like, but I'm here. It was like one of those really weird dreams you have, man. Freaking out. But I'm here to clutter questions, okay? So if you are stuck and cluttered and you need some help, yeah, you know what, grocery store glam, I gotta be honest with you, TikTok was wonky. I signed right on at 7:30 and it was like talking into a tin can. Ain't nobody there. Oh, okay, you know what, TikTok, I had to uninstall the app and reinstall it, but enough about that. That is the past. We are right here, and we're going to be looking towards the future, okay? So if you are sitting right here, and you're like, whoa, this is crazy. This decluttering life coach showed up on my page. Maybe you've got some clutter you're struggling with, or something you've got some surfaces or whatever. If you're stuck with too much stuff or the wrong stuff in your life, and it's not, the stuff you have is not lighting you up, but it's weighing you down, that's why I'm here. Rockwell 0618, first timer, nice to meet you. I am Beth. I'm the decluttering life coach, and I call my coaching Destination Decluttered because I love to travel. And for years, I wrote about road trips. I would take road trips, and I realized that if you approach your life and if you approach decluttering, if you approach pretty much everything like a road trip, it's going to make it so much easier to get there. Okay, hey Dudette, I will say this: decluttering your home helps you declutter your brain. What you start to do is you start to listen to the thoughts there. You write them down. You dump them out so you can sort them out. You decide what thoughts you want to keep. You decide what thoughts you have get you where you want to go, or the ones that are keeping you stuck. That's what it's all about, and that's why it's so much fun. Because I do one-on-one coaching is my main thing, but I do that through Zoom. So I never touch your stuff. You're the person touching your clutter, but we talk about the thoughts you have about your stuff. Why are you keeping the stuff you have if it's bumming you out? Why are you avoiding doing your clutter clearing? Let's talk about that. Let's get you to do that. There we go. I decluttered toys yesterday, says Cow's Dog Designing Tink. Now to figure out what to do them. Sell them, donate, or keep. Right. Yeah, it's wonderful that you say that, and the wonderful thing is you're realizing it's a decision you're making in yourself. Do I want to sell them? Do I want to donate them? Do I want to keep them? It can be a combination of all three. But what I help you do when I'm doing the one-on-one coaching is help you, if you're struggling, I'm not saying you are, but if you're struggling, help you make a decision that feels right to you. Rockwell is working on your closet. We moved in July, and I go, perfect time to get your closet in order. Better Nate than never. Better late than never, as I always say. So that's good that you're starting now. Don't beat yourself up for what you didn't do then. Start today and say, I'm starting today, and rock on with my bad self. Yes, okay. So the wonderful thing is Chelsea Olivia 136 and the other person whose name went by too fast. I literally just posted last night a video about how to sort out your clothing closet. I was being goofy in it because I'm always goofy, because I think if you can laugh and learn, it gets it into your brain so much faster. You'll be like, remember that one where she was stuck in the closet? So go take a look at that video. It will help you, okay? Do not overcrowd your closet. There are a couple of things. Rockwell0618 is the video that I just did will give you some ideas of how to sort out your clothing so it makes sense what you're putting in there, okay? Yep, Lois Carter, you need to declutter. It's overwhelming. Yeah, overwhelm. Everybody. This is a tip I want to give everybody. Lois, thank you for bringing this up. The word overwhelm means you're stuck. You can't start because you're looking at it too big a picture. When you say overwhelm, I say chunk it on down now. Okay, it's a little bit of a call and response type thing. When you say overwhelm, I say chunk it on down now. What do I mean by that? I mean, don't look at the entirety of it. Look at one surface. Look at one area. Look at one room of your house. Look at one section of one room. Chunk it down to put your blinders on and say, I know what to do in this little area here. Okay? Grocery store glam. What about stuff that I'm keeping for someday scrapbooking? I offer to you, why aren't you scrapbooking now? Start the scrapbooking now if you want to scrapbook. I'll be honest with you. I love saving little tickets and programs and things like that. I don't have time or patience for scrapbooking. What I do is I have a really nice box that I use every year, and I start at the beginning of the year. I put the year on it, and I just dump all the stuff in it. And I just save my stuff. I don't make anything with it, but I keep it in a nice, neat box. And then when the year is over, I put the box in the basement and I start another one. They're small. They don't take up a lot of room. And I know I'm going to go through them someday and remind myself of all those awesome things that I did. Yeah. Oh, Michigan, nice to see you. I don't want to get rid of things that I won't put up. I just want to rotate them. Oh, that's fine. Yeah. Rotate your stock. Do whatever works for you. Yeah. Okay. Closets today. Okay, Mayor. Okay, I'm glad to see you. Yeah, I had a busy weekend too. So sometimes we're busy having fun and living the life. And this is what I want to offer to all of you. I am not one of those kinds of decluttering coaches or organizing coaches that will make you get super extra fussy so that you have to do so many things that you can't leave until all your spices are alphabetized and everything is in matching little clear containers. I have no time for that. I want you out in the world living the life you want. I want you doing the crafts that you want. I want you having meaningful time with your family and friends. I would rather have you, as long as you know how to find your stuff easily in your cupboards, as long as your food is not expiring, as long as you don't have too much, as long as you yourself are not overwhelmed with it and you can work for a system that works for you, that's when I consider success. Because for me, the success you have is not spending your life decluttering and keeping yourself decluttered, is spending time to get decluttered, learning how to get decluttered, and then how I teach you to do it keeps you spending the little amount of time decluttering so you can have a maximum amount of time in your life doing the things you want to do. I love that Mim's morning machination that you're building utility shelves for your client. Rock on. That's really cool that you're doing that. Okay. Yeah, I am all about living your life. Like I try to, honestly, when I start coaching with somebody, they're like, oh, do I have to buy a lot of things? And I really try to avoid, you don't even know what to buy until you sort through your stuff. And sometimes you may not even need to buy things. I'm all about reusing and recycling the stuff that's in your house, so that you don't have to go out and buy some things, because we often think that the things that we buy are going to help us. But until we figure out the systems that we have and what we want to save and what we want to keep and what we want to give away, it just can add to the clutter, which sucks, huh? Am I right? So here's a couple of things. While I'm waiting for some some questions to come up. I will say this. Please like my TikTok page. That lets me know that I'm on the right course, and I can say, oh, look, I'm helping more people. Also, I have a website, destinationdecluttered.com. If you go there, there's a page that's the join page. It's like, just got a form on it if you want to join my mailing list. And the reason I say that is I think this morning is a total reason for that is TikTok was acting wonky this morning. And I've been on TikTok this morning for an hour, but they only decided to recently show people that I was live. So when you and I are relying on a third party to keep us connected, and that third party, TikTok or Facebook or YouTube or Instagram, any of those, they can go down in a hot minute. But if I have your email address and you have mine, we can stay in touch. I don't spam you. Because how goofy would that be if I am a decluttering life coach and then I would clutter up your mailbox? But what I do is I will send you usually a couple of tips and tricks. But the main cool thing that I love doing with my members only clients is that we will do a once a month, it's happening tomorrow night, a once a month live Zoom where it's me and it's you and it's all the little grid. It's like, the Brady Bunch or Fabergé organic shampoo. You get to ask your questions live. I get to answer your question live. In a certain time frame, but then you get to also learn from everybody else's questions what they're struggling with that could help you, and vice versa. When you come up and answer your question, your question will help somebody else. So that to me is really so much more powerful. It's like a taste of what one-on-one coaching is like, which is what my main wheelhouse is. Okay. Yep. I think that's really good. I will say this. So Mare, you said your husband brought your second blender. I have a bullet. I asked which blender we were donating. Yeah, I mean, here's the interesting thing. We often will buy multiples if we can't find the first one or we don't think the first one's moving, but you run into too much if you have multiples of things. So that's what I offer in my mantra for when you're sorting through things and you have multiples is I deserve only the best. I deserve only the best. So which one of those blenders is the best? And if one does one thing and one does another and you have the room, only you can make that decision. But when you think of, what, I'm gonna keep the one that works the best for me. That goes with clothing. That goes with, mugs. That goes with pens that you have. Like, why are you keeping the crappy pens that they don't write well? Stuff like that. What do I think the best platform to resell clothing is lucrative? I will be honest. I think Google can answer that a lot better than you, but I don't want to dismiss your question. But what I want to offer to you is this. I think it really depends. I mean, I know there's like Poshmark. I don't even know enough because I don't sell clothing online. But there are ways you can do it that can be simple. What I would say is before you even, while you research that, is you only know what clothing you have and you only know what you think it's worth. So if you go, this is what I would do, is if I have, let's say I have a Trina Turk dress and I know I don't want to have it and I want to resell it, I will look and I will say Trina Turk dress for sale. That will pop up to me. That would pop up some of the platforms that other people have listed that designer on, and you can see what platforms they are, and you can see how much people are asking and how much people are getting for those clothes. You can make an informed decision based on what clothing you have and go from there. The other thing too is if you have maybe a a consignment store near you or a vintage store near you that people do it, it may be easier for you to bring things down and then pick and choose, and instead of dealing with mailing things to people, okay? And what I will say is you got to figure out what's right for you. I really like to recommend to people that remember that you are spending time while you are selling things. And if you want to spend your time selling things and you're fine with, making $10 or $20 a piece, that's cool. I will not begrudge you with that. But just remember that selling things does take time. So that it's almost like once you get your money, if you subtracted out the amount of time it took you to do that, your what do you call that? Your profit, I should know that word better. That profit is affected by how long it takes you to get that. Okay? There we go. Thank you. I appreciate everybody helping with this. Quick win this morning. Bathroom closet, hair products and cosmetics. I need to experience a win. Yes, okay. I am all about the easy wins. That's why I say when you are working on a decluttering project and you know it's going to be a long-term one, set the timer on your phone. Set a timer for like 15 or 20 minutes, because then, and declutter, get yourself focused and just say, I'm just going to declutter for this 10 or 20 minutes. And then when that timer goes off, high five yourself. And you have experienced a win. You have decluttered more than you did when you started. With bathroom closet, hair products, and cosmetics, I will offer this. Look at the stuff you're not using and ask yourself why. I think we all have it. You buy a lipstick and the shade is wrong or the texture is wrong. If you hang on to that stuff, especially cosmetics, they degrade really quickly. So you go to use an old lipstick and it's all crumbly and gross. Maybe there was a shampoo you thought was going to work and it isn't working. Can you wash your dog with it? Can you do something? Release yourself from the fact that you bought something that you thought was going to work and it isn't working. Or just use it up and know for the next time not to buy it again, So yes, thank you, Kate Freight, for saying Poshmark is good. That was one that came to mind. Excuse me. I don't want to choke on my own spit here. But yeah, anytime you can give yourself a quick win, anytime you make a decision about something that you don't want in your life and you do something about it, that's great. Here's another one I'll offer to you, because we use this in my house, is thank you for the badges and stuff. I appreciate that, you guys. Is I keep a kitchen garbage bag, like the white ones with the string ties. I keep one of those on the hooks on the back of our bedroom door. And that's because when my husband and I have the clothing that we have, if we go to try it on and it doesn't fit and we don't want it anymore, we immediately can put it with the decision has been made and it's in the bag, so we never have to deal with it again. Then when the bag gets to a certain weight, we take it off and we donate it. Yes, buy nothing groups. Annalisa 413, thank you very much for saying that. Yeah, buy nothing groups. If you're on, Facebook or any of those are great too. You can share the stuff you want with people. Mandy Kimsey Gibbs, when we say our time is worth money, do you mean like how much we make in an hour? Yeah, think about that. Think about that. Like, what's your hourly rate? Like, if your hourly rate was $10 an hour and you only made $10, think about what your time is worth. Would you rather be doing something else in your life versus making only a small amount of money on clothing that you're selling? What I will say is, I love that, dude. You do have that the good wool bag. I'm not alone. But what I will offer is this. This is how I approach it, and this is what I just ask my clients. This is what I do. I give you ideas, you catch them, and you can decide how that jives with you. But what I have found is that selling things online, even when you get down to a system, takes a certain amount of time. Now, that is certain time that you're getting, and then depending upon the amount of money you get back, that can be like a math equation. So if you're doing this and it costs you a certain amount of time, but then you're only getting $10, then that may not be a great use of your time. Only you can decide that. I don't guide you. But what I will say is that see how much the stuff you're selling is worth. See if you spend the time to sell something, I've done this myself, and you can sell it for hundreds of dollars, that might be a good use of your time, because you're making a lot of money from your time. But if you're spending a lot of your time doing these things and you're only getting nickels back, like maybe there's a better way of you for getting a little bit of money, or just saying, you know what, I want to do something else with my time, and releasing it and just donating it. Again, all you can do is think about that, but think about time is the one thing, all of us, everybody here, time is the one thing we never get back. You can't go buy more time. So if you are spending your time, trying to find the perfect home for every little thing in your life, and it's taking you a really long time to declutter, that's time that you're not spending out in the world living the life you want, Love it. Oh, kitchen advice, please. Bought new pots to replace the old ones. Haven't done it yet, but any advice? Yeah. This is where Rock, I'm going to be silly. Just replace them. Take out the ones. This is that mantra I talk about where I deserve only the best. You have old pots and pans. So put them in a box to give to somebody who has no pans at all, and then replace the new ones, and then all of a sudden you've upped your vibe. You all of a sudden have the best ones. So it's interesting. I would be curious, for you, why you haven't done it yet. It can be a deep thought, but it could be oh yeah, I just haven't done it yet. Do it today, and you'll feel so much better. And then donate the pots you have to a place where they could connect up to somebody who has none. Or if they're really gross, throw them away. Okay? Yeah, I love this. You live by the 1 in, 1 out rule. Yeah, that is really powerful. My husband and I do that a lot now, but before we were cluttered, that never even occurred to us. The 1 in, 1 out is a great way to keep yourself from being cluttered. So when you start to be decluttering, you pay attention to what comes into your world and what you are consciously and unconsciously bringing into your house, and then releasing stuff, big family, still good as a family motto. I fill a box with stuff that's still good and bring it to someplace. That's awesome. Yeah, I deserve only the best. It really helps because, like, it's with clothing. Why am I wearing this thing that's tattered and torn and it makes me feel like crap? This spatula, why do I have 12 spatulas? I only use the one good one, but I have this other one that maybe somebody who has no spatulas all could use. What you do is, when I was an art history major, we would learn about museum curation. You're curating your life to only have the good stuff, right? And the stuff that you have that maybe is still good, maybe helps somebody else. Yeah, okay. This is interesting. And AM 46486, I would just offer, with love and kindness and curiosity, ask yourself, why do I always feel like I need it? I am fascinated by the words that we describe our situations. And what I will say is this: always, to me, is like an overwhelm. Anytime we use those superlative words, like I always, it never, everything, those dramatic words means there's a story behind it. And I would just ask you, and I never judge. I'm always so curious. I think curiosity is so much more fun than judgment. Judgment is bullshit. Curiosity can be really interesting because you can learn something. And what you might learn to yourself is, I always feel like I need it. You always feel like you need it, but do you really need it? Put a Post-it note on it the next time you use something and say, when was the last time I used it? Or say, I'm going to use this in the next 3 months, and put use by date on it and see if you do. Okay? Just too sassy. Haven't unpacked boxes out in my garage since I bought my house 5 years ago. You know what the really cool thing is about that? It means you don't need anything in those boxes. You have lived a life in your house for 5 years without that stuff. So if you do unpack it, you've kind of already made the decision that you could conceivably, and I'm not saying you do this, but you could conceivably take those boxes right now and bring them to your favorite charity of donation and know that you could live the life you have for the last 5 years. I'm just saying. Now, this is where we get to a little bit more of the serious stuff. So Purple Plum is saying, what about when your spouse has passed? So let me just offer this to everybody. Decluttering, there are 3 levels of clutter. There's a very surface level that I call surface clutter. So that's just everyday stuff that isn't put away or you don't have a good system. Then you have stored clutter. So stored clutter, think about anything behind a door, or in a drawer. And then you have sentimental clutter. Sentimental clutter is the stuff that is when a husband has passed, or when, the stuff that has the emotional attachments. I am an emotional and sentimental person like you wouldn't believe. But what I have learned, what I've been decluttering, and I've reminded myself, is, first of all, allow yourself a chance to grieve. Do not try to get rid of the stuff too soon. But when it feels right to you, when you know that you can start to, if you choose to remove the stuff from that person who's passed in your life, please know, and this is for everybody, that the person does not live in the stuff. The person lives in your heart. And if you gave away every single item that person ever owned on the planet, you would not forget them. They still live in your heart. The items are reminders. The items are prompts to remind you of specific things about them. Oh, they wore that shirt. Oh, they smoked that pipe. Oh, they used that salt shaker. If you want to keep that stuff, that's fine. But if you're saying, I really should, if it's getting in your way and it's bumming you out, what I will offer to you is that you can save the story. I did a video. I can give you a couple of tips. Thank you so much for the roses. I feel like it's Valentine's Day. But what I will offer is this. I did a video literally just a couple of days ago addressing this exact same thing, which is how to easily release the story from the thing. It's like you crack it open and you release the story, and you can capture the story so that the thing just becomes a thing again. I got a tickle in my throat. Excuse me. So what I will offer is, it's okay for you to grieve. It's okay for you to cling on to or hold on to things that remind you of people. And it's okay for you to also let them go. And how many you let go and when you let them go is totally up to you. Don't beat yourself up. There's a video called Parental Clutter. I do a bunch about parental clutter because it's all about the stuff that, especially if we all have parents. If you have parents that are alive right now, I'm just saying, and they live in a house, and their house has things in them. And I will say, like, you are going to have to deal with their stuff at some point, whether you like it or not. Somebody else is going to have to deal with your stuff. So the sooner you can find a system in your own brain and in your own life that you know how to deal with stuff in a way that feels right to you, and it aligns with the life you want and the amount of stuff you want to be surrounded by, as soon as you learn those tricks of the trade and get into that mindset, it makes it so much easier, okay? So I hope that helps. There's some videos there, okay? 14 years, never parked a car. Oh, some talking about garages. I never knew that you were really technically supposed to be able to. I thought like it was aspirational to have a car in the garage. I never grew up that way. So it always cracks me up. Like one time when my husband and I, now we do have room in our garage. Our garage, we have room now for multiple cars. Oh, I got a little, thank you. I never knew it was. So you can still park your car. This is where my Boston accent comes out. You can still park your car in the garage, all right? You can clean out your garage and totally have a place for your car, okay? I like to do the garage cleaning when it's nicer weather. So I usually stay close to home, and that's why I like to encourage people. Like I'm in the East Coast right now in Pennsylvania, so the weather ain't so nice. And so I encourage you to, before the weather gets beautiful and you want to just go out and play, if you deal with the clutter in your home right now when you're kind of stuck there, that when the weather turns nicer, you can just go out and have a delightful time and not be guilted about it. All right, so what do we have? I didn't always have what I really did need, so I know all kinds of things just in case. I totally get that. Coming from a place where you didn't have and holding on to things is so common. We all do it. But just clue into yourself. Am I using it, or am I just clinging on to it? The other mantra, and I always say this is like my greatest hits of decluttering, is I have a whole bunch of like little, song titles I will offer to you. And one of them is that believe you can borrow, okay? If you give away something that you're afraid you're going to use, you're hanging on to it because you're afraid you need it someday, but you haven't used it, believe you can borrow. Sudbury, Mass watching. I pretty much know your zip code, 01776. Am I right? I don't know. I might be right. I am weird like that. Anyhow, what I will offer is believe you can borrow. If you are holding on to something in case, if you give it away and you think I might need it someday, I bet you have a friend or a neighbor you can borrow fondue pot from or whatever, when you lose people, you treasure things. Okay, that's what we do. We want to cling. We hurt, so we want to create padding around our heart. We want to hold things close to us that make you feel like that person's there and that make smell like them, and it might remind you of a good time. You're a human. Humans feel things. If we didn't, we'd be freaking robots, people. We're not robots. We have feelings. Okay, so jack of all zebras, I will say this. I'm in PA. You have moving anxiety and a need to get rid of shit, but it's so hard as an artist too. I am dealing with it. I have an artist as a one-on-one coaching client right now. And what I will say to you is that I know the difficulty because I saved things for years thinking I was going to be a creative who made collages and did all sorts of upcycling, and I didn't do it. But what I find is, especially with artists, you got the same thing, but you being organized and being able to easily find the items that are going to help you get to doing your art easy is a game changer. So getting organized and again, in the I deserve only the best is picking out what are the best tools of your artistic creativity that are going to get you to be completing your art. What is the surface that you need to do it? It is worth it. I'm curious about moving anxiety. I get excited when I'm going to move because I'm hopefully moving someplace better. And actually, I don't plan on moving because I love where I live, right? So thank you. Where are your videos? Yes, so Jack's Girl 2025, thank you for asking that. Also, just as a heads up, TikTok, I'm kind of mad at you, and not the people here, but the platform, because I planned on being, and I was on here since 7:30 this morning. TikTok only decided to let all y'all know that I was here for just not too long ago, so I'm only going to be on for another 10 or 20 minutes. But what I want to offer to you is this, and I will be on tomorrow. There is a video that I did that will tell you what time I'm on tomorrow because I can't remember. And then I'm going to be off the grid a little bit, doing some traveling, and it's important for me to kind of balance the on and the off. So here's the resources that you will be totally supported by when I sign off today and when I'm not. actively doing TikTok lives is my TikTok page. My TikTok page, all I do is I do videos to help you get decluttered and stay that way, and also inspire you, to remind you to live the life you want to live. So my TikTok page, I've got the videos. Those videos then, knowing that not all the people on the planet are on TikTok, I then put those videos on Instagram and Facebook. So if you know people that are struggling with clutter and stuff and could be helped with what I offer, let them know that that's where I am. I've got a Destination Decluttered on TikTok, Destination Decluttered on Instagram, Destination Decluttered on Facebook, Destination Decluttered on YouTube, and Destination Decluttered on YouTube. I download these live videos. So if I said something and you missed it, you can go to the Destination Decluttered YouTube channel. Please like it. That shows YouTube that what I'm doing is of interest to people, and it helps with those algorithm things. And you can see these videos there. The other thing too I want to offer to everybody is, when I do these videos or any of the videos that I do, I don't really change up. I don't show you things. I give you ideas to think about. So this is what I would recommend. And people have told me this works, and I know it would, is put on one of those videos, those live videos that I do, or put it on shuffle, put down the phone, and while you're listening to the video, start to declutter. Start to move the things in your house that you know how to do. People have told me this has worked. And I know it would, because you can say, I know what to do. I know I can put trash in the trash, recycles in the recycles. I know that there are things in this room that don't belong in this room, so I can make a pile of things that are in this room. These are the things that go to the bedroom. These are the things that go in the bathroom. These are the things that go to the basement, right? Ooh, I just did 3 Bs. And then you work on that room, and then you move the things in the other rooms, and voila, people, when you're listening to what I'm talking about, you don't have to look at my face and how I move my hands and how I drink my tea. You can be actively doing the actions of decluttering and getting the inspo and the info to stay that way, okay? I appreciate all the little gifts that people are sending. I don't quite know what that means, but I know it means something good. So thank you so much. I am really here to help you with what I do. Encourage you to like my page, my Destination Decluttered TikTok page, so you can get the videos, you can watch the videos. I put them up all the time to help you with your stuff. Also, if you've asked a question, if you ask a question and I haven't answered it, please don't take it personally. What happens is the screen will freeze, and then all of a sudden TikTok will give me a flurry of questions, and I might not see it. So what I offer is, send me a message through TikTok and say, hey, I was asking about this, and then I can do a reply video to you. And that's what I did. Like, I just did one yesterday about decluttering your clothing closet. And that was because somebody said, hey, can you help me with my closet? I said, sure, I'll do a video. So I can do that for you too. Okay, let's see what else we got. I appreciate Instagram and YouTube. Clean my clutter corner of my room. We're live today. See, I'm telling you, this stuff works. And so, yep, I see the gifts are money you get. I get it. I think it's very cool. So, yep, see, did my makeup drawer during the last live. Put away 10 shoes. Yeah, this is the wonderful thing, is that we as humans often spend too much time in our heads thinking about things too much, when really the things that are going to be different is for us to get up, to put the phone down, to get up and start moving things with intention, not just moving things from place to place without an idea, but saying, I know what to do that is going to get me decluttered in this room. You do. You know a lot. I feel like Winnie the Pooh, or like, Mr. Rogers, but you know more than you give yourself credit for. And when we are coaching together, and even right now, I will remind you of that lovingly. You know what to do. It's not like, I don't know what to do. I bet if you saw some trash, you'd know what goes in the trash. I know you know some things that are in your house that you could recycle, or you can, donate, right? Okay, this is interesting. So Jella Just Me says, I'm the opposite. I'm extremely uncluttered. It drives me nuts. I am serious. So I would get curious as to why being uncluttered drives you nuts. You can easily, trust me, some of these people would be like, here, I'll send you my clutter. It's when somebody's like, I'm too skinny. And I'm like, here, have my thighs. But I mean, just honestly, and this is what it's all about, people. This is seriously, I joke about stuff only to get us laughing, but I'm serious about stuff, is pay attention to the stories and things that you are telling yourself about why you are decluttered. To buy things, or you don't know what means, like, pay attention to what's going on inside you, and that will help inform what you do. I think it's great that you can be, but if your unclutteredness makes you unhappy, Think about maybe you need a little bit of clutter to make you happy. Don't drive yourself nuts. Have a conversation with yourself. Be curious about the thoughts in your head. Write them down so you can see them, examine them. Get curious with love as to why your brain is making you think that way. And you can choose to entertain better thoughts. Yeah. See, okay, I love this Grandmas for Freedom, getting you excited about your destination. That's why I call this is what it's all about, and I'm so glad that I'm helping you change your mind. See what she said there? It's changing your mind about clutter. It's looking at it in a different way. And what I want to offer is, it makes such a difference when you ask yourself, why am I doing this? And instead of doing it because you have to, or you're going to get in trouble, or somebody's going to force you, think about why you want to do it. Create a destination in your mind of how awesome that room is going to look, how awesome you are going to feel when that room is decluttered and you stay that way. That kind of energy in your tank is going to drive you further than doing it because you have to or you should. When you want to do it, when you're being drawn towards it, it's like being excited to drive to Disney World when you are up in Massachusetts and it's snowy. You're excited to go down there, okay? Okay, just for sassy, overwhelming, just thinking about where to start for me, this is what I want to offer. Overwhelm means chunk it on down now. And the best way to get non-overwhelmed is to get a notebook or a Google Doc or whatever and dump those overwhelming thoughts out of your head in a place where you can see them. Don't try to sort them, but just get them out first, okay? And look at those things. You know what to do. You know certain things that are overwhelming you. But when you keep them in the spaghetti pot up here and they're all touching yourself, that does not help with the overwhelm. Dump the spaghetti in your head out, organize it. One of the videos that I keep pinned to the top of my TikTok page is the one that I talk about dumping your thoughts out like spaghetti, because that has helped me like nobody's business to look at what I was afraid to look at and then say, oh, that's just a thought. Oh, you're right. I probably should, do something about that. But it's really hard to see when it's up in your head. You can't see it. Your eyes can't flip back and look at your thoughts. You have to dump your thoughts out to a place where you can see it, so then you can see it and act upon it. Here's the thing. I would say Chelsea Olivia on 136, who's asking, how often do you declutter corners or areas in your house that accumulate clutter? Every time I would see something that starts to accumulate, I would deal with it. It takes like 2 seconds. The thing is when we avoid it and we allow it to grow, the bigger the clutter pile, the longer amount of time it's going to take you to stop it. So the sooner you see a pile forming and you can deal with it, it can take less than 20 seconds sometimes to just put something away. You don't let it pile up. It's like I look at my sink right here, and when we let the dishes pile up, it takes longer. But when we say, okay, here's the mug, we put it into the dishwasher, or here's the thing that needs to be hand washed, we do it one at a time, and you get to do that habit, then you just don't have corners that get clutter in them anymore. Or you do sometimes, but you know that that's the exception to the rule, and you just deal with it ASAP, Yeah. I've got a 10-yard dumpster for my spring cleaning because I'm done with the clutter. Okay, shop girl, if that works for you, you know what? Do it. What I want to offer to everybody, though, is instead of getting to that crisis mode, and this shouldn't change what you're doing, but what I want to offer is, if you have good items that you were going to put in your dumpster, seriously, get a sign that says free stuff and put it out there when you're putting your actual crap in the dumpster, your actual trash in the dumpster. There are people in the world who don't have as much as you do, that if you're putting in a dumpster, they could benefit from it. My husband and I have a permanent free sign that we don't use much anymore because we just don't have that much to clutter. But when we had big items, we would put them on the front of our yard and say free stuff, and people would take it, okay? What to do with jar-scented candles? Burn them. Burn your candles, And if you're not burning them, put them away, but just burn the candles, okay? I'm going to be on here for I'm going to be on here for a few more minutes. Tomorrow I'm doing a decluttering live or a destination decluttered in the afternoon, and then I'm going to be a little bit, and you can see maybe every time I'm doing this with my phone's kind of blown up because my real life is knocking on the door saying, don't be late. But what I offer to you is, please, it does start in your head. Okay, you know what? Your mind has your 10 things at once. Yeah, here's the wonderful thing is I help clients with ADHD, and here's what I want to offer when it starts in your head, 10 things at once, You're spinning, you got to slow your roll. You got to unwind that spin. You got to slow it down. Literally, when I'm coaching my ADHD clients, the ADHD brain is great because it goes so efficiently, but it's very fast. In order to help it, you learn to slow it down. I say slow your roll like a traffic cop, and I say listen to those thoughts. That's when you listen. You have to slow it down so you can listen and write down those things like a court reporter. Okay? Yeah. You don't have to part with your dead family memories, Margaret, but what I will offer is this. If it's making you sad to have them, there is a video I literally just did this weekend talking about parental clutter, but it's talking about the easy ways that you can release the items but not lose the story. I hope that helps. Okay, here's Just Too Sassy. With love and kindness, I will say, your kids plop their stuff down everywhere, which makes it worse. You know why they do that? Because maybe they have not been repeatedly encouraged to make a new habit, to not plop it down, to just say, without anger, to just say, no, that's not what we do. Here, go hang up your coat. Go hang up your coat. This is a funny thing. You could even make it fun to be like, this is how we do it. This is how we do it. Like in our house, this is what we do. We hang up our coats. What you're going to be doing is you're going to be setting your kids up to be awesome adults that know how to keep a clean household, that aren't going to be embarrassed when they move away and they don't know how to clean up if they're used to being decluttered. I think it is such a worthy goal for you in a tough love maybe way, or knowing that you're doing the right thing, to help your children learn how to be decluttered, okay? Yeah, see, people on Buy Nothing will grab stuff and then they'll help them get to connect with people, okay? I love this, that people are decluttering some of the bedroom. Dead-end dirt road, no traffic, for a sign outside your house. I bet if you got creative, you could think of places you can put your things, okay? Yeah, you know what? So I love this. Couple things. If you live with your mom and your mom is a clutter bug, clutter affects everybody differently. So approach your mom with loving kindness and an open heart and kind and compassion and curiosity, and know that she has her own clutter story as you do. I call it your stuff story. Yeah, toddlers love to clean. It takes forever and they will do it automatically. The other thing I will say too is your kids will love to live in a decluttered home. Kids feel better when they're not so overwhelmed by all the chaos. They've got chaotic little brains already. It helps them, and especially if your kids are like on the spectrum at all, having a more organized home calms down their mind and they're not cued by visual clutter, okay? The urns, yeah, bury them somewhere, I don't know. This is where at the point I'm going to have to sign off. I love all these, first of all, I love all these questions everybody's asking. I love that you all showed up despite the fact that TikTok threw some technical roadblocks in our way today. So this is what I want to offer. Get on my mailing list. Get on my email mailing list, because if TikTok goes down, if all these social pages just decide to fold tomorrow, you and I would still have a way to communicate via email. So destinationdecluttered.com/join. Tomorrow night, I'm doing a members-only Zoom Live with my clients where you can ask your questions and I answer them live right there. Okay. The other thing too is thank you so much for everybody who's in the comments and helping out your fellow cluttered person. That just reminds all of us there's help out there when you ask for it, that you're not alone, that what you're struggling with, somebody else is too. And when you put yourself out into the world and you say, I need some help, help will come to you. Help has come to you already. Okay. Thank you so much for everybody showing up. Go do something. I'm about to go do something that I know is going to make my life more awesome. Please do that to you, and rock on with your bad selves, okay? Email one more time, please. Well, my email is modbetty@destinationdecluttered.com, but to get on my mailing list is even better. destinationdecluttered.com/join. It's actually on my TikTok page. If you look at my main TikTok page, there's a link right there that you can message me. But to get onto my email list automatically, you just go to the join page and put your email list in there, okay? Yep. There's different things you can do things. Thanks for everybody helping. I'll see you tomorrow, and thank you so much. I hope I helped, and go live a life you love, okay?